Do you remember last year, the way we used to touch? And are you thinking about me? Do you miss me so much? I think back to who I was. I don't recognize those days.
you doing today?
Good.
Good? Just good?
Yeah. Yeah.
What were your favorite parts about this week?
I feel like the career race speakers, I thought that was kind of inspirational on like how to start up your future and stuff, like how they started their future and you can kind of learn off them.
What were you expecting by attending this?
I was kind of expecting it to just be like learning like about airplanes, but a whole bunch of stuff was just way more fun than I expected.
Now that camp is over, what did you want to do with your career?
I don't really know. I'm thinking I can like go attend more camps just like this and learn more stuff about aviation.
What was your most favorite part?
I really like looking at the helicopter and building the drones. I thought that was really cool how you got to build a drone.
What were your favorite parts about this week, and what activities did you like the most?
So my favorite part about this week was maybe looking at the helicopter and looking at all the gliders in Hangar 1, watching the remote control plane do the stunts. And my favorite activities were the flight simulators, the engine.
What were you expecting by attending this?
I was actually expecting kind of planes, like more like twin propeller planes or like jets.
Now that camp is going to be all over, what do you want to do now?
I'm raising up for my own flight simulator game to practice me for real flying someday because I want to be an airline pilot for Emirates.
What were your favorite parts about this week and what activities?
I liked really just going outside and learning about who flew the helicopter and who flew the planes and seeing some of the planes take off. I mean, doing the simulator was pretty fun as well, since it learned how to fly a plane. Probably the flight sim, just because it learned a lot more than I thought.
What were you expecting by attending this?
It felt like I was going to stay in a classroom for a lot longer than I thought. But no, it was mainly just walking around, testing a lot. It was very sciencey, which I really liked.
Now that camp is all over, or soon to be over, what do you plan on doing now? Do you plan on doing a career, or what are your next steps?
Yeah, I mean, when we learned about people at the end of the day, each day, it was nice learning about people, and on Tuesday, that really got me to really want to become in aviation.
What were your favorite parts about this week? What activities did you like the most?
My favorite part about this week was learning how to be a pilot, how to use instruments correctly, and my favorite part was using the flight simulator and watching him fly the RC plane around and showing us how to use the proper controls.
What were you expecting by attending this?
I was expecting to learn how to fly the simulator, and that would help me in the long run to learn how to fly a real plane, and I was interested in how the instruments worked because you need to know those in order to fly.
Now the camp is about over. What do you plan on doing
After this camp in July, I plan to go to Dayton, Ohio for their air camp, and so that'll be exciting, and I get to fly planes and stuff. And so I plan to become either a international pilot for airlines, or I plan to do that as my small job career, just flying around. And so I think this will really help me get further ahead than I am.
Okay, what were your favorite parts about this week, and what activities did you like the most?
I like doing the flight simulator every day. Kind of gave me a good idea of what it'd be like to fly a real plane. And I liked RC plane. It was just cool how fast it accelerated and how fast it just flew in the air and how maneuverable it is. I liked doing the materials yesterday. That was pretty cool, learning about how he designed the back of the F-18. And
what were you expecting by attending this?
I was expecting pretty much everything that happened. I knew about the flight simulator, and I knew about just learning about the different planes and Cessna 172, and expected what's happened.
Now that the camp's about over, what do you plan on doing next?
I already kind of had a plan before I came, but I'm probably going to do the glider school over there. And I want to be a fighter pilot when I'm older. I just want to learn more and more about planes after this, and probably go to more advanced camps. So yeah.
What were your favorite parts about this week, and what activities?
My favorite parts about this week were probably the building stuff, the engines, and the flight simulator. I like the most the activities, the drones, the career stuff, the career day things, taking engines apart. That's about it, really. Oh, and the flight simulator also.
So what were you expecting by attending this camp?
I was expecting mainly more ground school, but it's a lot more fun than just mainly ground school. I was expecting like aerodynamics of a plane, kind of like how the wings work, like more detail on that stuff, but it's more fun now.
Now the camp's about over, what are you gonna do next?
Probably going to go to more flight camps if I can, do more aviation stuff because it's way more fun than I thought it was, and probably look more into building things.
What were your favorite parts about this week, and what activities did you like the most?
I like the flight simulators the most.
And what were you expecting by attending this camp?
That we'd be able to fly the planes.
And now that the camp's about over, what do you want to do? You want to pursue it as a career? Do you want to...
No.
No? What were your favorite parts about this week, and what activities did you like the most?
I liked seeing all the airplanes around and disassembling the engines. It was cool because I like all that kind of mechanical stuff, and it was cool kind of not just seeing planes on videos, actually seeing them and being a couple feet away from them.
What were you expecting by attending this?
I was expecting it to kind of be like airplanes, what they do, and then kind of leaving it at that. And this, it's all of it that. It definitely exceeded my expectations.
Now that the camp is about over, what do you plan on doing next?
Well, I'm definitely coming back to this next year. I had a blast. If the weather permits and I don't have hockey or lacrosse, and then come to all the breakfasts and that kind of stuff. And like I said earlier in the week, my dream job is to be an aerospace engineer. So that's definitely something that I'm gonna be trying to look into.
Okay, so what was your favorite part about this week, and what activities did you like the most?
I really enjoyed the flight simulator. I thought that was giving me really good experience on what it would actually be like in a plane. I enjoyed being around people that had experience and had their actual pilot's license. And I really enjoyed looking at the different kinds of planes and different planes around the hangars.
What were you expecting by attending this camp?
I was expecting to be around people that had a lot of experience, and I was for sure, and I learned a lot, and I'm really glad I came.
Now that camp is over, what do you want to do?
I really hope to stay around aviation. Someday I want to have a job related to aviation, maybe a pilot or a mechanic fixing airplanes.
What were your favorite parts of this week, and what activities did you like the most?
My favorite parts were at the end of the day when we got to do the simulators. I thought it was really fun to do that and fly the plane.
What were you expecting by attending this camp?
I was expecting to have fun and have a nice learning experience.
Have that?
Yes.
And now that the camp is over, what do you want to do now?
I want to go to be an airline pilot. I want to go to college at Kent State and turn into an airline pilot.
What were your favorite parts about this week, and what activities did you like the most?
My favorite part about this week was getting to be here with my brother, and I liked getting new friends, and I liked the simulators in Hangar 4 the most because I got to fly and land a plane.
Okay. And what were you expecting by attending this week?
I was expecting more of learning and not doing much hands-on, but it flew far past my expectations.
And now that camp is over, what do you want to do now?
I think now that camp's over, I think if I have the time to, I want to come back to learn to pilot more, and I might become a pilot for the military when I get older.
What was your favorite parts about this week, and what activities did you like the most?
I really liked the flying remote controlled plane that one of the people brought. And I also really like building the drones and taking apart the engines.
What were you expecting by attending this camp?
To learn about aerospace and aviation, and I was expecting us to fly some little planes too.
Now that camp is over, what do you want to do?
I think before I came here I wanted to be an aerospace engineer, but After like the people who came here and talked about their career, I think I want to be a commercial pilot.
What were your favorite parts about this week? And what activities did you like the most?
I think I liked probably the model plane the best, and then second would probably be flight simulator.
What were you expecting by attending this camp?
Just to learn some new stuff, meet some new people, just stuff like that.
Now the camp is over, where do you want to go now?
I might get my pilot's license eventually. I think I will probably do that in the future.
What was your favorite part about this week, and which activities did you like the most?
The thing I liked about this weekend, the thing that I enjoyed the most was the flight simulators because it felt cool to fly the plane.
What were you expecting by attending this camp?
I was expecting to build things, do a lot of hands-on stuff, and see some planes.
Now the camp is over, where do you want to go now?
Well, I'm excited for the Young Eagles flight tomorrow, but if I'm thinking about the future, I probably want to try pursuing becoming someone who can work in the aviation industry.
What was your favorite part about this week, and what activities?
My favorite part about this week is probably visiting the medevac helicopter and doing the flight simulators.
What were you expecting by attending this camp?
I was expecting to learn about aerodynamics, the works of an engine, like the controls on a plane.
Did they achieve that, or?
Yes, they did achieve that.
Now that camp is over with, what do you want to do now?
I probably want to figure out how to fly a plane and work on other career stuff as well.
What was your favorite part of this week, and what activities did you like the most?
My favorite activity was the snap circuit thing, and my second favorite was the simulation.
What were you expecting by attending this camp?
I was expecting to learn more about airplanes, how they work, stuff like that.
Now that camp is over, what do you plan on doing?
I plan on being a pilot and a doctor, like helicopter, yeah, like that.
What were your favorite parts about this week? What activities did you like the most?
I liked everything, but my favorite thing had to be building the drones and taking apart the engines.
What were you expecting by attending this camp?
I was expecting like we were just going to be learning a little bit about airplanes, but over the week we learned a lot more. Like we learned how an engine works and like the different parts of an airplane and a whole lot more.
Now that camp is over, what do you expect to do?
I think I'm going to eventually become either an engineer or an air pilot when I'm older.
Every day I still remember when I was really free and all the things I lived. In the midst of the things that I left, I regret for this. It won't be the same, yeah. I never felt this way, 'cause I want to come back and find my way. And I have to run and run away. I finally choose, yeah. 'Cause it feels like I'm wide awake and I'm standing in time. No one disappearing, looking for light. Listen the time for you. Yeah, I'm wide awake for real. I'm wide awake for real. Every day I still remember when I was really free and all the things I lived. In the midst of the things that I left, I regret for this. It won't be the same, yeah. I never felt this way, 'cause I want to come back and find my way. And I have to run and run away. I'll finally choose, yeah. 'Cause it feels like I'm wide awake and I'm standing